What up, though? Yo, I'm not going to play the whole track, but welcome to the Peace Dealer channel. This is Nikki of Chula Chakras, and I am here to give you guys a message as well as a reading for all 12 signs for the transit Chiron entering Aries. And I started off this intro with a little hip-hop. Shout out to Scarface. He is on this track with Jay-Z, Sagittarius, but Scarface, first and foremost, fellow Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio sun with Uranus and Mercury on my sun, and I am a Taurus moon as well as an ascendant Taurus. So I'm just vibing out with you guys. I'm really happy to be back and channel some messages for you. So yeah, I've just been kind of like meditating and getting into this energy because this is a really big transit for all of us into a stepping into a new life and a new era of healing ourselves. Chiron spent about 7 years in Pisces, and it just entered Aries on April 17th, 2018, and it's actually going to stay in Aries until 2027. And there will be a retrograde that's happening around September 26th, something like that, going retrograde back into Pisces, but actually going back direct in about February of 2019. So roughly just basically giving you guys the idea of how long it's going to be in Aries, and then doing a little retrograde at the end of this year, and then going full force and forward. Just to give you a tiny background on Chiron, if you're not familiar, it is an asteroid that is also known as the Wounded Healer. And he is very, and I say he because it's Centaur, if you are familiar with the background story of Chiron and how he was made into the story of who he is and the legacy of this whole idea of how we are connecting on healing from him. And I say idea because we have to plant this and know it and actually move forward with it. I know that when Chiron is in Pisces, sometimes we can be very complacent in facing our pain. And pain, you know, is also a remedy of just being able to face what it is that we had experienced in our past as a child mostly. So if you really want to get deep into how you can personally heal yourself even that much more detailed with this transit, I suggest look into your chart and see where Chiron is in your chart. It's important to see what sign it is. It's important to see what house it is if you would like to get really in depth in working with this transit. But this actual energy that I'm going to provoke and invoke, and also just give you guys a little bit of my ideas and my love, as well as my Reiki and all of the goodness that I'm going to kind of just do a forecast and see how it's going to help us all as a collective, as well as just healing us through each zodiac sign. And you can look at your rising, your moon, your sun, and you know, it's just something that you can really kind of tune into and seeing how you're vibing. So if you're maybe leaning, or if you're more of a dominant in a certain sign, you're leaning towards your moon sign or your ascendant in this particular reading, then yes, I would say take that into consideration if it's resonating with you. And I'm going to pull from my Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. It's OG, and it's also, you know, a very deep deck for me. I think that it will definitely bring out some great connections to healing our pain and facing that. So what is Chiron? The Wounded Healer, a healer that is able to heal because he has experienced the wounds so much. So the wounded healer is able to know that he has experienced what it is like to be inflicted with pain, having an open wound, having something that he had to heal through. And healing himself is healing the collective as well as the earth. And I was meditating and I was getting a lot of messages about the root chakra. So for one, as a collective, I know that it's important for us to connect to our root chakra. If we heal our first chakra, it actually aligns every chakra above that to actually work in harmony and work in flow with each other. They spin better. They actually feel that energy of the root grounding connecting and bringing that foundation in order for them to all work together in sync and in harmony. So I think that the root chakra, and as well as like just being like Taurus sun right now, we're in Taurus sun. Shout out to the Tauruses. Happy birthday. What up though? Yeah, so it's just really exciting because that is happening. So we're connecting to the earth. We're connecting to these things. There is some really specific retrogrades that are going down. So this is also about reflecting within, because we are reflecting, and you know, with that energy happening, we're kind of like healing within and reflecting ourself and our self-worth. And it's important to do like I am affirmations, you know, and really just kind of just connect within, connect with what it is that is really bringing you connected to this energy of saying like your self-worth, who you are, and self-identity. Things of that nature is going to help you kind of connect to like what it is, what the purpose is, and knowing that we're confident within ourselves is really important to actually take charge and take lead. Because what is Aries? Aries is the first sign. So this is a whole new revolution. This is a whole new idea to actually become, you know, new is a new life. You're going into Aries as the baby, but you're also going as the leader. Aries is ruled by Mars, so it is a, you know, warrior. It is a, you know, one that fights for the right, you know, fight the power. And those were some of the songs that were coming up. At first I was like channeling Beastie Boys, like you gotta fight for your right to you know, and it's like to party, right? But then I was like, nah, it's deeper than that. Like, shout out to Beastie Boys, I love y'all, but it's like more or less like, because I'm a hip hop head, you know, I'm a music head, and because I'm a hip hop queen, I give like this goddess wisdom and connecting to channeling some of this hip hop music. So I get Public Enemy, I'm OG, so I look into like going into the 90s and what has healed me and how I relate to that. So hopefully some of that information, if some of you guys are new to that era, you know, look into it. I will drop some comments on some music that I've channeled for this reading in the comments. So I will drop some of the links to some of the music and things like that, just because I feel that bringing up that energy is really helping heal, and it's really helping us kind of like ignite that. And igniting is like Aries, you know. So I'm going with Public Enemy, Fight the Power. I'm also going with Mobb Deep, Shook Ones, Survival of the Fit, Only the Strong Survive. We doing this till the day that we die. Survival of the Fit, only the strong survive. We doing this till the day that we die. Survival of the Fit, only the strong survive. Right? So I'm getting that vibe too. So it's just about like facing our pain, but knowing that only the strong survive. So we have to really, you know, take initiative and also take responsibility, and also knowing that our actions are going to pave that way. So we have to take action. We have to know that the survival of the fit is us. You know, we are the strength. We are stronger in numbers, but also knowing that we are strong within is going to help the collective as well. So we're going into that mode. You know, I started this off with Scarface. He's one of my faves. You know, like I said, he's a fellow Scorpio, but Scarface, think of that too. You know, though he's Scorpio, I'm Scorpio, we're both ruled by Mars. So there's that connection of Aries, knowing that Mars is there, you know, kind of influencing that warrior style, that light worker vibe, but also not giving up vibe too, you know. So just knowing that like we're going to persevere, we're going to actually make it to the top no matter the struggles and the past hurts that we've had. So just for this introduction, I wanted to kind of correlate hip hop with that. And, you know, I will be collabing, you know, especially with Michael. We'll be doing some hip hop, I'm sure, in the future. We've been discussing it for some time, so I know it's going to naturally happen. And, you know, this is just an authentic reading for you guys. I freestyle everything. I'm going to be pulling some cards for you. So I'm really geeked to be back. And, you know, just invoking some really good forecasts for this healing and this new era, this new vibe, this new feeling. And like I said, you know, get with me. I got much mad love and respect for all of y'all. So it's really good. It's really healing. It's super, super about this strength and owning it. So like I am affirmations are really big because Aries is about I am. And when I was bringing up Scarface, and just to bring it full circle before I get into the cards in this intro, you know, scar. What happens from a scar? It shows that you were wounded. Right? So, I mean, I have a small scar just like on my finger. I'm not sure because of my lighting, if you guys can see it, but like I cut myself with one of my dad's fishing knives, like back in the day. And it was so sharp that it literally sliced down to my tendon like butter, and a huge chunk of my tendon and all this crazy stuff just like popped out. And I was mad young. I was young. And I remember being like, oh, and it just shot. All the blood was shooting. I didn't cry, nothing. I was just trying to hide it from my parents because I knew they were probably going to be really pissed. So regardless, make a long story short, knowing that these scars, you know, bring back the memories of your childhood hiding, you know, and I'm looking at that and I'm seeing like how Chiron's in my first, you know, house. And, you know, there's some things that connect to our scars, our pain, our childhood, things that, you know, has happened to us to actually make us stronger and to show those wounds, but to show that we've healed from them and that we're here to tell our story. Because I think that that's what it's about, telling our story and being able to actually help ourselves heal by speaking our story. And, you know, our throat chakra is ruled by this time of the year. You know, it's the new year and the astrological new year that just happened. We're just, you know, into the springtime. And like I said, we're into Taurus sun. So it's about healing through our expression and through our throat as well. So it's really good to face these fears and speak about them. And so that was some of the things that were coming on. I was, you know, brainstorming, and I wrote down some things that I wanted to go over in the intro because it's been a minute, and I wanted to just kind of get into like how I've been feeling about this, and as well as just like how we're going to be moving forward in this Taurus season and healing ourselves, you know, with this Chiron, like the healer and the wounded healer, healing the warrior within us and giving us that strength that we have the power, you know, to actually do this, to fight the power, to actually be survival of the fit, you know, and that's really what it's about. And just facing our fears and facing our pain and knowing that if we speak about it and we know it, we can actually heal so much, you know, that can connect us to our past, to our present, to our future, as well as, you know, as the collective. And yeah, it's just really something that I know came to me about, you know, these songs, and throughout the reading, I will get some other messages too, I am sure. And like I said, if you're not familiar with me, check me out, Chula's Chakras, channeling, healing, uplifting, light, abundance. And that's what Chula stands for as an acronym. And I am the hip hop chakra queen. So I will be, you know, spitting some rhymes for you eventually. And if you would like to check me out on my channel, you can do so too. So shout out to the Peace Dealer, my dog, Peace Dealer. What's good? It's good to be back. So let's get it in. Let's see what's popping with the signs. I wanted to, you know, do an intro and just kind of give you guys a little background, give you some Reiki, give you some love. I am a spiritual counselor. I am intuitive. I bring goddess wisdom, esoteric vibes, and all that goodness. So definitely hoping that you're vibing in this Scorp vibe with me. I am rocking my Scorp shirt here because I think it's important to, you know, it's like a protector, but also it really is powerful for me because of my Scorpio influence, but as well as what it says. And I know that what it says connects to this reading, and it's about and it's saying strikes right here, but what to do and for ourselves. And you've got to do what strikes your fancy, and that is what to do, is just never back down. And it's just saying that in like circles, and it's just pretty much these words. So you can kind of decipher it how you would like, but that's the basic message, is to do what strikes your fancy. And strike, you know, like strike when the iron's hot and all that. So, and strike is a Scorp. However you guys can influence it. You can strike as a Ram, as a Taurus, you know, even as a Libra. Every sign we can strike in our own right. And, you know, just do that. So that's why I was kind of, you know, giving you guys this vibe that I wanted to rock and wear for you, because I think it's important for ourself to do what ourself wants us to do and face that. And that's where the identity comes in, and to have gratitude. That came up. So that was for the intro. And now I am going to, without further ado, get into Aries. And this is going to be for your Chiron in your sign. And this is really profound because some people are having their Chiron return that are born in the 60s. And that's when Chiron was in Aries. And this is just, you know, really, really special because Aries, you guys know how to actually do that, self-reflect and know who you are and take leadership. And you kind of do like to fight, and you do kind of like to stand up for what it is and to have compassion. You know, that's what Mars is about, and that's what your sign is about. So we can heal through fire. In Aries, if you know any other singers or rappers, of course I'm going to talk hip hop, but if you know any other, even if it's country singing, I don't know what style of music you dig, but if there is a style of music that you dig, look into it and see who are Aries that are creating that, because this is about creation of healing. And if you feel like some Aries vibes coming through music, to me, music heals. It can be like a Pisces feeling with Chiron being in that, but it's going to retrograde back into that, you know, feeling in September. So always understand that Aries music can actually ignite that for you. And it dawned on me just basically recently when I was doing some new moon intentions and things, when the new moon was in your sign, Aries, it was like, oh, wow, this is dope, because I was understanding that almost every soul singer, I'm from Detroit, so shout out to the crib, and I represent Detroit, but, you know, Motown, of course, but there was a lot of soul singers that I love that I realized are Aries, like Diana Ross, huge about self-empowerment, women that are leaders, and just really just so, you know, transforming and igniting their power and their flames into everybody's hearts into being that leader. So Diana Ross, one, Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, like what? Al Green, who happens to be one of my personal favorites, and Marvin Gaye. There's another one. There's quite a bit of Aries energy that I love. So any of those artists that you guys dig, Aries, they are actually your fellow people. So this popped out, and this is for Aries. I'm going to give you guys one more card. And I feel, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it for the rest of the signs, but excuse me, this just dropped. But I just go with it. I freestyle it all. So if I'm freestyling, you know, I feel like giving you another card. But there's two cards that did come up so you can see, okay? And they are prayer. Okay, and this is your solar plexus chakra, Aries. This is about creation. This is about joy. This is about willpower and actually facing what it is that is going to help heal you in that sense. So if you have your sacral chakra that is right before it, your second, this is your third, and this is about prayer. This is the lemonade story of the man that made lemonade and was just really just happy that he was able to pray and actually receive these messages of just enlightenment, but also fulfillment, and knowing that, you know, life is just as sweet as you would like to make it. So if you want to make and see that, you know, the message here is like, if life hands you sour lemons, what do? You know, the old saying is to make lemonade. So this is about having prayer and faith into making that lemonade, no matter what is handed to you in life. And the message that I'm getting for this in your solar plexus, Aries, is about healing that, what it is of your willpower and what it is of your way of transforming something sour into something sweet, and actually having fulfillment of where you're at in your life, and having a very earthy vibe to it as well. Healing your sacral chakra prior before that, and then really focusing in on the color yellow, and just knowing that you have what it takes to actually keep that prayer in your mind. So your thoughts are prayers, Aries. And with this transit for Chiron, that prayer in your solar plexus is really going to actually help shift and heal, so you can have that identity of what it is that makes you feel happy and what it is that makes you feel like I can sit down, kick back, stare out the window and be happy with where I'm at in life, and actually sip my lemonade and feel satisfied. Knowing that there's instinct involved in this as well. So you kind of know where it is that you're curving yourself to heal. We all kind of know. We just kind of have to scan ourselves and scan our instincts. Now this is a neutral color, and this represents the crown chakra. So it is going to give you your conscious ability to connect to heaven, connect to your subconscious, as well as your strength of your spiritualism, and that's connecting to prayer. So this is a very spiritual journey for you, Aries, because it is in your sign. It is igniting. It is about, you know, taking your instincts and knowing that you are going to be led in the direction that you're supposed to be led in. There was a wolf that was lost. He was in the mountains, and then he knew that he was led by his instinct to know where to go. Not the smell, not the sights, just purely instinct on where to go. And he was led to the two-faced wolf. The wolf is not saying of two faces, I'm saying that it is, you know, deceiving of a deception, but it was almost like the two-face of your light and your shadow self. And this came to bless this wolf and give him the opportunity to say that, you know, you had this choice and you used your pure instinct and it led you to me, that is going to bring you to your path of spiritual enlightenment. This is enlightenment. This is crown chakra. A lot of people do connect that to the white light. So with that being said, without being light and without being dark, there's neutral. That's actually the real true essence of the heavens, of the crown chakra. So these two cards are going to be powerful for you. Prayer and instinct in your journey of healing with Chiron in your sign, about the warrior and facing what it is, your self-identity, your self-worth, having prayer, having faith, and being able to enjoy the sweetness of life, even though things can be sour. You face it from your pain in your past, and you use your instinct to lead you in these next years to come within this healing process. You face everything that is sour, everything that is going to lead you with instinct, even if you're lost, even if you're confused. You have this instinct and you're able to basically heal and able to enlighten yourself within in order to actually navigate through this beautiful transit, because it is so powerful knowing that it is in your sign. You are healing within. You are healing yourself. I am powerful. Fight the power. Be the survivor, be the one on top and the leader that you are, and have a wonderful transit. It is going to last 9 years. We will experience some retrograde, but it's really about keeping that prayer and keeping that instinct, Aries. So many blessings to you, and I'll be seeing y'all around. Deuces. Next, I'm going to holler at Taurus, and I'm doing a little knock, knock, knock. Who's there? I hear it's the Taurus click. And 2 came out after I like knocked. Here comes another 2. I do want to, I'm going to shuffle one more time because I feel as if the message will come out again if that was meant. It was just like super fast. So I want to say that I wanted to give you guys a fair shuffle and knowing, see, sometimes they fly. And let's just roll with that. I think that this is powerful. Isolation. So Taurus, you're able to really heal within your isolation, but most importantly, heal within not waiting. This is about expression, and this came out powerful because Taurus, you are in your sun sign, you are in your birth month, you are in your season. There will be a full moon opposite of your sign, Scorpio, very soon. But when we're speaking about Chiron moving into Aries, it is a 9-year transit, and this is about expression of self. This is about, you know, your throat chakra. This is isolation of not being able to speak exactly what it is that you would want to do, or you isolate yourself in waiting for a moment, but then maybe you miss that moment, or that moment didn't come the way that you thought that it was going to come, and then perhaps you missed it. Not to say that it's not going to come back around, but this isolation, and the story behind this is about a guy that has this tuxedo in his house, and he gets invited to a few events, right? And they're inviting him to go, and he always turns down the events, saying that, oh no, he just felt like he wanted to isolate himself. And, you know, it's about introversion, you know, being introverted. So he's introverted, and he is isolating himself for that. So he's turning down these invites, but he still has this suit pressed in his home, and this tuxedo rather, and it is ready to be worn into a fancy event. But it is like he's getting all of these invites and he's passing them up, but those were the places that he could have worn them. So the moral of the story is, don't pass up these invites. If you have a fancy dress or a fancy tux, wear it. Don't feel shameful. Face yourself in knowing that you have what it takes to express yourself in a fancy way. And it's funny because I was saying it in the intro, how my shirt is saying, like, do what strikes your fancy. And it is scorpionic because that's me, Knick-Knack, Nikki, aka Scorpionic Chula chakras, and that's just a vibe. But why I picked up on that is because it's like, be fancy, Taurus. It is your time to shine. You are ruled by Venus, which is so magical in its own right of beauty and appreciation of being fancy and loving and sharing a great message. But here in this Chiron transit, the wounded healer in Aries, I am worthy. I am loved. I am outgoing. I am extroverted. I am speaking my truth. I am surrounding myself in groups. This is almost like 11th house. This is about, you know, not isolating yourself. It's about getting out and actually moving and grooving and not passing up opportunities to actually shine at your fanciest potential of your potential to actually grow and be in that moment, because you don't want to isolate what it is that you got to speak. And what it's coming to me and what the message spirit is saying is that Chiron is going to help you give your self-expression by not isolating your dreams of being, you know, in that accepting, that self-accepting of just being worthy of that. You guys know that you are worthy because you have that value in life and that stability and that confidence, but this is really about just going for it. So in this next phase, in this Chiron and Aries, really don't isolate yourself in that healing sense. You're going to be healing through your voice. So speak your voice, sing your voice, rap, sing, speak whatever you'd like to say, sing however you'd like. It doesn't matter how you actually express it, as long as you express it. I know that I've said earlier, thoughts are prayers. Thoughts are things. They will activate a lot of different chakras when it is in tune with your mind, your body, your spirit. So I'm sending a lot of Reiki to you, and I'm letting you know that your Chiron and Aries is about speaking your truth and not isolating your truth. You know, we don't have to have a problem with our self-identity. We don't have to have a problem with maybe if people don't like what we have to say, you know, or if you don't want to, you know, accept or feel funny about going somewhere and not knowing people, or, you know, being, you know, isolated and being comfortable in a home environment and really kind of just embracing like the comfortability of things. This is about breaking out of your shell and healing yourself without, you know, giving yourself, you know, some time to feel kind of by yourself, if that makes sense. And what I'm trying to say is that you want to be able to get out and heal within groups and not isolate and speak with your throat chakra. And your throat chakra is going to really give you that stability of creating your path and healing, because the wounded healer is going to set up a lot of ignition and ignite and start up. When I say ignition, you know, you're getting the key and you're starting it up and you're igniting some healing things, Taurus. So it really is more than just things. It's more of like a lifestyle, and it's a changing lifestyle, being able to just say yes to any invitation that really sparks it, even though you want to, but you never did it before. So it's your time to step into your fancy shoes and really get to step in. Have a wonderful Chiron in Aries, and I'll be seeing y'all soon. Peace, Taurus. Up next, I got the gems in the house. What up, though, Geminis? How are you guys? What's good? It's your girl, Nikki of Chula Chakras. I'm representing the Peace Dealer channel, and I'm here to give you guys a message and invoke some energy for Chiron and Aries transit. This is happening, well, it happened April 17th, and it is going to be popping for like 9 years. So I'm shuffling, and I'm kind of just getting myself into the vibe on what Gemini message there is. And there it is. It's just, it flew out, and I hope that you guys seen that, because it was like one card that flew out. And I do have other decks here from readings, but this is the one that I was led to read for this specific transit for my homie Michael. And the Discovery card is about root chakra. So we want to balance our root chakra and really ground it. We want to be able to feel that there is a renewal, but also a self-discovery. So this is really dope because it is about rooting our self-worthiness and our discovery of who we really want to be and who we really are deserving to be in our life, and what it is that we need to face. There was a message here with the moon of emotions. The owl came through of wisdom, of spirituality, as well as the connection of heaven and ancestors. This man is taking a journey, and he felt that he needs to take a path alone. And on his journey alone, he called upon spirits. They showed up and they let him know that the self-discovery was within. So everything that he has to heal is actually within, and it's starting with rooting his own self-worthiness and his self-confidence, because when we are rooted and we are grounded, we're able to build the values and actually spin these chakras at a really big rapid rate. And also, you know, yes, they're spinning fast and they're beautiful, but it doesn't mean that it has to go so fast. Gemini, we're always working, we're always moving, we're always thinking on the next plan, and we're always relaying these messages, and people are relying on your message, right? So self-discovery is really important. So you're grounding yourself. You're actually going on your path to actually feel that rooted groundingness, and to actually feel new earth coming from your love and your love of yourself. So knowing that you are deserving of everything that is coming in your path for you, I want you to work on your root chakra and definitely feel that self-worthiness and discovery of self-ownership. With Chiron being in Aries, it's about being the leader. It's about taking action and taking ownership for your warrior-like attitude, and discovering of your destiny, discovering of your new path and your new life, because there is something that has happened. And I keep on getting renewed, even though there is a renew card in this deck. I know that discovery has really kind of brought up a very, very renewal style of what it is and what path it is that you are connected to. You have a spiritual guide that is with you at all times. So really ignite that. You know who they are. If you don't, definitely you can meditate and get these answers through your way that you can kind of get these messages through the spirit realm. So discovery in your root chakra and grounding and moving into the next levels of your heart, okay, and your connection to the earth of your heart. So loving yourself, having self-worthiness. I am worthy. I am discovering my true righteous path, and knowing that spirit has you and leading you through this ancestor and your full moon emotions. You're going into this next phase, and knowing that Chiron is healing within and discovering a new path, a new life. So that is the message I'm channeling for you guys. I know that the root chakra has been something that I was meditating on for the whole collective. So definitely, especially for you, Gemini, I would love for you to really work on that. Now that Aries is really popping with Chiron, and Chiron has entered Aries, it is time to really kind of ground that and to ignite that. Do some firework as well. I think that that could really be a great way to connect your messages through spirit too. So light some flames, do that pyro magic, and you know, really get it in. Happy Chiron and Aries. I'll see you, gems, very soon. Peace. Hollering at the Cancers. What up though? How you feeling? How you feeling? Cancers, Cancers. Something popped out for you, but I'm going to give you something else. This one really wants to come out, yo. It really wants to come out. And that's what it is. Cancer. Prayer came up. So this is about getting lemons and getting, you know, the sweetness of life through that. So when you get, you know, people say when you get lemons, you get lemonade. When life hands you lemons, what do? You make lemonade, and you make the best out of it. You sit back and you relax and you say, man, this is it. You know, whatever your dream is, the white picket fence or the 2-story, you know, adobe home is somewhere in the woods. And, you know, who knows what it is that, you know, is your happiness, your fulfillment, and your, you know, your safe place. You know, Cancer, it does resonate with you in this sense because it is about home, it's about structure, it's about loving and connecting, about family too, because when you have prayer, you have all those things. And this is the solar plexus chakra. It's connecting your joy, your willpower, your strength of having control in your emotions. And I think that if you have discipline in emotions, it might sound weird. I don't know if it does sound weird to you. but I'm channeling that the discipline and the emotions is able to know, like, kind of how to control what it is that you are feeling at that moment. You know, we are in control of our feelings. We do not allow other people to take power in that, you know, give us power to say, oh, you made me feel this way. Like, nah, that ain't going to happen. And Cancers, I love you. I just know that acceptance is the next card. These two came up, just so you guys know, and it's beautiful because prayer and acceptance is about solar plexus energy and acceptance through your root chakra. That's the red. That's about acceptance. That's about expecting and accepting what it is that has came out, no matter what it is that you expected. This is about a woman that was in, her name's Cherry, and she's a waitress, okay, and she made a slice of pie. And this being behind her, it was somebody that she called upon, and she was connecting to them. You guys know what it's like to connect to spirit, talk to them. She was happy with her job, but something was missing, like this piece of pie from the whole piece of pie. And what was missing was her happiness and her self-acceptance of knowing that her intuition was not leading her astray. She was getting messages that, like, her significant other was not being faithful, and she knew what she had to do, but she called upon this guide and this goddess to actually give her these messages and saying that there is something missing, just like this piece of pie that's within you in your heart. And if you're able to face this and you're able to, you know, accept what it is that is handed to you and presented to you. Say you're asking for something and then you don't like the outcome or you don't like the answer. That's where the issue can lie. So that's where the self-identity can lie. That's where some things that you have to face within. Chiron, the wounded healer, going into Aries, being self, you know, the head, the face. I started this intro off with scar face, you know, scar face, you know, ruled by the head. Scar is in connection to wounding and showing what you have left from that wound as a scar. And sometimes people can look at scars and see how beautiful they are. I know I do. So when we're accepting our scars, accepting the things that have not gone right, maybe people that aren't as faithful, people that aren't good for us, don't beat yourself up about it. Accept who you are. Accept that this is how it is and move on from that. Get that whole pie and get that pie for you. F the slice, I want the pie. Wise wine till we die. Until we fry, watch us all stay alive for the slice of the devil's pie. Oh yeah, just channeling some D'Angelo right now. So this is about taking that choice. Do you want that slice of pie? You know, F the slice. I'm not going to swear, but you guys know what that means. Forget the slice. F the slice. F-U-C-K the slice. I want the pie. The whole pie. So that was that. Play that song. It's going to help you accept yourself, accept that you deserve the whole pie. You don't want to get that slice of playing with that devil's advocate or anything that is really going to bring, you know, you not facing what it is that the messages that you want to accept. And that's the acceptance. That's the root chakra. So root chakra, solar plexus chakra, Chiron and Aries energy for you guys. And that's really just about prayer, having faith, and self-acceptance, and rooting that and grounding that and healing within. Pop up that D'Angelo song, listen to some of the hip hop tracks that I shout out in the intro, and really just kind of work that magic within. Know that you have that willpower, but really have that emotional strength. Know that you are in control of your emotions and whatever is happening. And if you are getting these messages, act on them, because only you in the end will lose if you do not take action for the messages that you know will benefit your healing and benefit your transformation to the next phase. So yeah, Cancer, that's what it is. Happy Chiron and Aries. It is a long transit, and it is something to look forward to in self-awareness, in self-worthiness, acceptance. I am accepting of who I truly am, and I am grounding. And those are some really, and I am grounded. Those are some great affirmations for this transit for you guys. So peace and blessings. I'll holla soon. What up, though, to the Leos? What's poppin', Leos? Welcome to your Chiron and Aries reading forecast, Chula chakra style. It's your girl, Nikki, representing for Michael on his channel, The Peace Dealer. So what's good, Leos? This is for you guys. Now, this is growth. One popped out, And I'm showing you guys that. I'm going to be doing some whole different setups and styles in the coming months and the coming weeks. But I just wanted to let you know that there is no magic method to the magic. It's about just going within and freestyling it and just being a true spiritualist and knowing that I'm living in the moment. So here we are. This is about growth. Heart chakra vibes to the Leos in the squad, in the clique. You guys are really holding it down with your heart. So this is a really great co-creation, okay? The Leos of growth and actually healing your heart. This is a story about grass and weeds, right? Weeds came up and was clouding the ideas of the growth around the grass. So it was kind of not giving it room. It was, you know, bringing, you know, these weeds are bringing, you know, confusion to the grass because they want to grow freely, but they're getting caught up in these weeds, and the weeds are eventually trying to kill the grass. So you really have to just face within what is kind of like bringing weeds around your heart, what it is that's bringing weeds around your life that's kind of not letting your grass in your heart grow at its potential. And what I do when I do heart chakra meditations for a lot of my clients or people, you know, in general, when I discuss about the heart chakra, it's a great way to imagine it, okay? Being a big patch of mud that's fertile with grass that's growing. And I say mud because it's very deep and muddy, but I'm also thinking of like fresh soil, and I'm thinking of growth because springtime, and we're thinking of how we grow. There's sunlight, there's water, there's love, and when you speak to plants, they will grow. And imagine what it is like if you speak to yourself in your own heart, it will grow. So really acknowledge your thoughts and your connection to what your heart is telling you, and weed out this stuff that is really giving it constraint and not wanting to give it its full potential of growth. And what I'm seeing for this card and what I'm seeing in this is about, you know, you not facing the things that are pulling at your heart, and that's not going to be good for this transit. So for the next 9 years, you're really going to be growing at a beautiful, steadfast rate and growing your heart chakra in acceptance of knowing that even though there is weeds, there is ways that you can get a community to pull these weeds out. You can surround yourself around people that are good for you, that are going to kill these weeds, that are going to grow what it is that is meant for your heart and for your fullest potential. You are ruled by your heart, Leo. So you must know this talk. You must know that there could be some things that maybe damaged your heart as a child. There are some things that we have to face. So Chiron is here to ignite that and to show you that it is okay to face that pain. It is okay to face what it is and those people that were around you, or that energy that was around you that was clouding your potential to grow. And now that you have, what I'm saying is now that you have accepted that, but also faced that and knowing that this is what has happened, you can really channel and heal a lot through this growth of your heart, and knowing that the weeds have came, but they are going to be killed because it is no longer serving their purpose to be around. You have to grow your potential, into your greatest, highest good. And that's what's happening for your Chiron and Aries, really about your heart chakra, really taking initiative to actually, you know, get these plants in a metaphorical way into its highest potential, into growing its highest potential. And if you surround yourself around plant life, you can really feel your purpose, and for new life and to new growth, you can, you know, correlate that and use that interconnection of your heart, and knowing that growing your heart and taking initiative if there is something that is bothering you, knowing that it could be an emergency of just taking that and dissecting it and absolutely acknowledging it and removing it from your atmosphere or from your heart space, basically. Don't put any room for anything other than love and growth. So that is the channeled message for you, Leo. And happy Chiron and Aries, and self-awareness, self-acceptance, and knowing who you are and standing firm into believing what it is that your heart desires and how it's going to grow. Don't be ashamed. Never be, you know, hurt on things, and don't hold on to that hurt, basically. So yes, let go and release and grow. That's for sure. For my homies Leo. So what up, though? I'm next to Virgo. So how you doing, the Virgin? I'm gonna slice it like a surgeon. Call me Nikki Nat, and that's for certain. I got a purpose, and it's channeling, healing for my Virgos. So yes, I had two that popped down. One came up and one came face down. So this is joy and this is faith. What beautiful two cards that you can get for a really great transforming time for Aries in, you know, knowing that this self, you know, magnitude is really about self-awareness and self-healing and being that warrior. So yes, this is Chiron and Aries. You know, excuse me, I didn't want to not clarify that for you Virgos, but this card is about joy. This is about your solar plexus. This card is really pure joy, about dancing in the midst of the rain, dancing around your house, and just being in joy and enjoying your time on this earth, enjoying no matter what is happening in life. You are putting your hands up and you are just in the moment of just being happy and being joyful. And that's what you really have to do. And that's how you have to face your healing in this transit. You have to kind of face what it is your pain was and to find joy from that pain. So without knowing pain, we must not know joy, and not knowing joy, we must know pain. So saying that is being like, you know, you got to have one or the other, and they kind of go hand in hand. So I like that this came up for you guys, because there is some healing that you can do in your solar plexus of self-acceptance, self-awareness, and also just really willing to have that willpower of just emotionally being happy and accepting and honoring these really happy moments of just being sunshine, being dance, being in that. So if you meditate on some pain, know that you take that pain and you dance that pain away. You bring that pain and you lift it up through your hands and you shoot it to the sky. You do whatever you can to transform this. And this color yellow will really do justice for you. It will really bring in this magical time. You know, this is Daisy, and all she does is dance because joy is on her side. And I do have another card for you guys. Some signs get cards more than others, you know. I mean, it's a freestyle message, so if there's a card coming out for you. Virgo, this is faith. This is your third eye. This is right here. This is the indigo blue. This is about seeing without knowing. You know, like, well, I guess I would say seeing without your physical eye knowing it, but really the inner knowing is the power within. So I take back saying not knowing, because I know that knowing is really transforming of just that inner knowledge and that way that you can lead with your third eye. This is about faith. This is about this person on this quest, and they were traveling down this brick basically like not Alice in Wonderland, my bad, y'all. I'm talking about the Wizard of Oz. So I'm thinking like the yellow brick road, but I'm seeing like these purple amethysts, and they're very healing. So there's a great way of healing through the purple vibes of amethyst. It's a really calming stone. It's a very healing, it has so many healing properties, as well as like lavender. That is in lilacs, and the smell of those. And just think purple, think healing, think fresh, and think having faith. Faith is really going to lead you to that next phase in your life, and knowing that you're going to go within. It's almost like having your self-reflection, because this is kind of like the Virgo right here, and the earth and the spirit here, and then the enlightenment of just knowing that you are protected through your faith, and you are protected through just knowing that you have to have joy no matter what. You cannot fix everybody else's problems. You can only fix within, and I think that that's very important. So have faith within that, and just go within and know that you're on that path. Call upon the spirit guides, the archangels, the goddesses, the people that are connected to you in different spirit realms that you feel connected to, whether it's a spirit animal or whatever. You know, I have a lot of connections to owls, and I see the owl here again. I think it's really deep because it's always about ancestors. So this is deep. This is about an ancestor. This could be an immediate ancestor, or this could be like decades and decades and decades and centuries, of the connection of your family bloodline leading you to heal within the earth and seeing as knowing, you know what I mean, and knowing that faith is going to lead you to that next phase. So have this pain, and we kind of concentrate on what this pain has brought us. And when you sit and you reflect on what pain has brought you in your life, just know that having faith that you can be transformed from this from this pain is really going to bring you that joy. So Virgo, have joy within your pursuit of just self-awareness, and also just knowing that your faith is really prominent in this time. So whatever it is that you have faith in yourself, okay? Self-awareness, self-worthiness. So number one, have faith in yourself. Have faith in the next choices and the next moves that you're going to make are going to be healed on a healing path. Connect to your third eye as well as your solar plexus chakra. And I think that you're going to really be healed in a lot of different ways, because it's about just being joyous. And that's the message there, Virgo. You have to just really be joyful. You know, take this time to really be joyous. And that pain will be healed. Face it, because we have to face what it is. It's our time to take ownership and leadership for that. You can transform your pain into joy. And that's the message. Have faith. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Peace and blessings, Virgos. And next, I'm on Libras. I'm shuffling. I want to give it a good knock here. And what up, though? How is the Libras? What up, Libras? How are you guys? This is Nikki of Chula Chakras, representing for my people, the Peace Dealer. So, yo, Libra, this is your Chiron. And I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown here, because 3 came out. And they just basically came out like this. So some signs get 1 card, some get 3. I try not to go over 3. I feel that it would just make this video like a million minutes, and I don't want to have to do that. But Libra, without further ado, we are going to really know that our crown chakra is going to be supported through this transit, and it's about rejection of self. So do not reject yourself. The message is, do not reject your creative abilities. You guys are so ahead of the game, and when it comes to creation, this man is an author. He is a creative writer. He's also a painter. So he writes in his mind and then he paints it on canvas. However, his creative expression is, he was being haunted by not feeling that he was going to be fully accepted, or that some of his art was going to be rejected because maybe some people didn't understand it. And isn't that like the classic story of some of the most famous artists in the world, that people didn't really see their abstract views, and then one person found beauty in it, and then the rest is history. So don't give up your creative pursuit, whether it is your painting, your art, your music, your creation in fashion. I mean, we all know that you guys are super ahead of the game in the talented ways of, you know, Venus and beauty and music and things of that nature of art. Okay. So whatever your art is, don't reject yourself. Know that you have to connect your spiritualism and your crown chakra and connect that to heavens, and know that that's your art, and that no matter what, when people reject you, 10 people will love you. So don't let that one rejection curve your emotion and curve your way, Libra, because you have what it takes to actually heal yourself and others through your art. And keep that enlightenment at bay here, and know that you have to, you know what I mean, go within to keep that enlightenment going. You have that solar plexus energy. This is coming to me as a wise elder that is bringing a baby a great message, and just leading with his joy, leading with his playfulness, leading with his love, and knowing that the willpower and the self-worthiness and the emotional control and the knowing that you have what it takes in confidence, that's what it is. And you have to face the pain, but knowing that if you face it as a child in your mind, now that you're an adult, you're able to actually heal that when you tap into that past and enlighten this baby. And that baby is you. Enlighten that self-worthiness and having that enlightenment starting. And the Aries is the baby. So Chiron going into Aries as Aries being the first sign, and you know, Aries is the baby, it's the ram, it's the one that starts us off in this, you know, it's the physical form of God and Goddess, and we are really being enlightened by this and self-awareness, because what is the most important is self-love. We all have to love ourselves in order to love each other and love this earth and love this world. So please keep enlightened. Don't allow rejection to dim your light. And another one is insecurity. So don't let the insecurities and the dark forces and this little devil of a you know, shadow self, or whatever it is, shadow of a doubt, you know how they say that. So don't doubt yourself. Don't have that insecurity. So we have solar plexus, we have crown chakra, Libra, and we also have the root chakra, which just came up for a lot of the signs, okay? So it's really important to keep that self-worthiness up. I've been saying that a lot. I started this off about survival of the fit, only the strong survive. All right, it's about just really fighting the power for ourselves. Shout out Public Enemy. You know, it's about having this this whole faith of knowing that we can face our problems and our insecurities, but knowing that we are exactly perfect on how we were made and who we are. If we have insecurity on ourselves, other people are going to see that and they're going to say, well, if they're not confident, then there must be something wrong, right? Or something like that. That's what I'm channeling for you guys, that we have to be really secure. And when you're secure, it's about really grounding. So I'm getting this fire within your heart. I'm getting this time where you're able to unleash these fears, and fear is just having no faith in yourself, and because you have to have faith in yourself in order to overcome any fear. So this Chiron and Aries is about facing our fears, facing our struggles of self-doubt. So insecurity is self-doubt. Insecurity is not feeling, you know, that we are worthy, and that's really what the theme was. We are worthy. So Libra, don't be insecure. Really stay that enlightened heightened way, and in healing yourself through Chiron. Definitely do not let anybody else's rejection or haters throw shade at you, and let that curb your confidence in what you have to do and what you have to offer in healing, because this is about, Chiron is about, in Aries, moving a self-worthiness and a healing of self-empowerment, and really about leading and taking ownership for who we are, and really accepting and being proud of who we are, and knowing that, yes, I am proud. And that is an affirmation or a confirmation in that sense. I like to say that when little bells and whistles go off. So yes, Libra, enjoy your Chiron. It will be there in some time. So really just keep that in mind of your connections to the ground and earth. You know, your root is really important, as well as your solar and your crown chakra. So really enjoy being creative and heal through that self-awareness and who you are, and never be ashamed of that, because you have skills that will offer to heal so many people as a collective. Healing yourself is number one. So what up, though, to the Scorpios? Scorps, what's good? I totally miss y'all. You know, I'm rocking this Scorpionic What Strikes, and that is do what strikes your fancy, Scorpios. So what up, though, to all the Scorps in the spot? I wanted to do a Chiron for you guys. You know, there was a few that fell out. I'm just going to shuffle up one more time, because I really would like to knock again for you Scorpios. I'm feeling that there was some sense of, like, once I'm getting into the later signs, I'm like, yo, like, wanted to shuffle hard, and I get super excited for the Scorps. So yeah, so let me just do a Chiron and invoke some energy for you Scorpios. What up, though? It's so good to see you guys. I miss y'all. So what's poppin'? Scorpios, Chiron and Aries, what is the message? Spirit, give me something. I know that there was something that, you know, dropped out earlier, and there was something that just dropped out, but I want to get just one more clarification for this one, because I'm feeling like it was a little bit over the top, over the place here. So yes, this wasn't, it popped out. It is what it is. So isolation came up. This card did come up already. This card came up for Taurus. So opposites attract. You know. I posted something on my page, Chula Chakras, about the oppositions and how the Paula Abdul song from back in the day, shout out to the OGs that remember that. But yeah, just to get back to you, Scorpios, the isolation and why I brought up Taurus, because it, you know, we do vibe on that same wavelength when we are opposites. Even though we are different signs, we are definitely vibing on that same vibe. So the isolation, and I'm going to run down on what this card means. It is about the throat chakra, so we are going to be expressing ourselves and healing ourselves through our expression. So our expression of self and our expression of just being happy, our expression of just being able to be comfortable in groups, and isolation, you know, like I can connect to you guys on that tip because yes, I know what it's like to be that Scorpio and want to hide in the dark corner and feel that I'm watching everybody and not wanting to be, you know, out in the open. Like isolation is where it's at because we are protecting, you know, ourselves and the ones that we love and protecting our energy at that time. Like I think that with Scorpios, we want to expose ourselves, and there can be some vulnerability in that when we're not feeling that, you know, solid way of, you know, expressing ourselves on a platform or say. So what this story is, and as I'm jumping around it, there's a tuxedo here, and it is got a tag by the dry cleaner, but it's been there for like ever. This man has always been asked to go to these events recently, actually, by different friends and different colleagues. And he's been turning down these events because he feels comfortable just isolating himself. But then he does have this tuxedo that he dry cleaned years ago that just never was able to get worn, maybe one time. And he's just never really had potential. He's always wanted to wear it, but he just never felt that there was an appropriate time to wear it. And what the message is, and missing the point is that when you are isolating your opportunities, you are missing out on being able to fancy what it is that you want to desire. And Scorpio, I desire. And going into Chiron, into Aries, this is about the wounded healer entering this sign of self, of leadership, and being the warrior. So you have to really kind of express yourself into the opposite of isolation and expressing yourself and being vulnerable in front of groups, in front of people. And it's okay because you're able to express through your art. And what better way, when I was explaining my shirt, and I like to vibe on my clothes and my energy and things like that. So there's that stinger right here. But the words that are kind of orchestrated on this shirt is to sing, you know, strike what, you know, strike your fancy. So do what it is that strikes your fancy. So strike being the stinger, strike being doing what it is that really strikes your fancy. Get up, show out, okay? Get to stunting, get to like, you know, I'm getting that Cardi B song, drip, drip, you know, like came through dripping. Like, it's just, you know, you have to really come through dripping. You have to really get yourself out of that isolation in this transit in these next 9 years, and self-realization and knowing that you can be that empowered person and not be isolated and actually own a really great, powerful way of being in the limelight and creating your expression through being fancy and being out and showing yourself and having showmanship, because you do have what it takes to actually bring that expression to being able to be fashionable, being able to create through your words, being a poet, being an artist, you know, creating through speech, in writing, or however it is. The next card for you, Scorps, is the mysticism. And this is about your third eye. This is about knowing what it takes to actually trail in the mystical and mysterious ways of being on an unknown path, knowing that you are taking this path, but you are not sure exactly where it's taking you, but you know that you are going to be in a comfortable and safe environment. So regardless on where it's taking you, there is something that is actually leading you to love the mysteriousness. So yes, Scorpios, we're mysterious. We have what it takes to actually get some information from people, but not really revealing a lot about ourselves. So that's mysterious. That's the mysticism of the sign itself. Being able to draw in and kind of see through people, and knowing that, you know, you can kind of, you know, vibrate on that level and not even speak. So that's what it's about. It's about that knowing in your third eye. Your third eye is going to help you heal. This Chiron transit is going to help you heal within, and knowing that you're facing your darkest fears. We've already faced a lot of our darkest fears, because I feel that most of the Scorpios are evolved, okay, that are watching this. However, we do have to face fears on a different level for people first, and then, you know, other people will have to kind of see how that will go. And if that makes sense, I mean, it's just mostly like, you know, we kind of get faced with things in a warrior aspect, because Mars is a huge influence, and Pluto. So it's about destruction and death with Pluto, and then it's about, you know, compassion and fighting, and, you know, standing up for our rights, and having that power of just, you know, having that warrior mindset. So leading with our third eye, and also speaking in groups, and not isolating ourselves, and taking that chance, wearing those fancy shoes, getting that tux going, and really accepting some of the offers that are going to be coming up in this next phase. And, you know, having confidence in self and moving forward, and not isolating ourselves, Scorpios, because there is a lot going on. We're going to be, you know, experiencing Jupiter in our sign for quite a little bit longer, until I believe it's the end of October of this year. And, you know, right around that time, you know, there will be some other things shifting for you guys. So just know that the isolation is not necessary right now. You are able to heal for self and self-worth, you know, and that's really just the most important, to actually be led, and never, ever, ever doubt your intuition, and keep that mystery going, but just lead with your third eye. Work on those meditations, third eye meditations. So peace out, my loves. I will see you guys. Hollering at the Sagittarius click. Let me do like a little shuffle, duffle, ruffle. What's poppin', Sagittarius? That's you guys. I know that it just came up, and that's what it is. So destiny, this is the crown chakra. This is abundance. This is, you know, enlightenment, but this is even more so the connection to being spiritual, and having the actual vision from heaven of your shadow self and your light self. And kind of this story is about these two souls that represented the light and the dark, and they wanted to be reincarnated and incarnated to this world as lovers, and they're kind of going at their spiritual gurus and guides and gods that are kind of leading this destiny for them, and they're asking if they can be together again. And I'm not sure how this is going to play out for Sagittarius, and knowing that this isn't going to happen for them, perhaps. Okay, so they may not be incarnated, but they are kind of like saying their goodbyes, and they're knowing that their destiny is far more in the hands of the divine. And whether they ask for what it is, they have to actually be willing to accept what it is, in order to know that maybe their desire and their question will not be granted. And your destiny is going to be shaped through that. So Sagittarius, this is the spiritual connection. There's a times where people say that Sagittarius, you can be not as open to spirituality, although you are a spiritual, the ninth house is a spiritual house. There is time where you can doubt what, if there is anything, and you can really just develop in self-love and self-acceptance, and that will help your destiny curve, that your spirituality will be far more of what you're asking and thinking that you need to be with this other soul. You are going to actually be given the actual true destiny of your self-fulfillment in this life without your questions. It is going to be granted to you, and then you'll be like, wow, this is exactly how I imagined it, but I didn't know it was going to come this way. Things of that nature. So your crown chakra with Chiron going into Aries, this is about your head, right? So it connects to your crown chakra. Aries is ruled by the head. It's the ram. It's going forward, sometimes without even thinking, just going for it, right? Just like, you know, taking that lead. And that's what Aries is about. So just going for your destiny, not having to ask too many questions about it, knowing that your guides are going to orchestrate this. So you kind of like having this blind faith, but knowing that your your crown is opening up to have this faith, even though you can't see with these physical eyes. You're having this crown connection and the spirituality connection of just really knowing that your destiny is orchestrated through having the divine take complete control of that. So you're healing some past of your childhood. You're knowing that, you know, maybe you had some head wounds, and that could be a physical thing, but it also could be a thing of, you know, a mental restrictions, abuse, instability, things of that nature. So these are all going to clear, and these are all going to lift up for you in this transit. Okay, so we're going to have Chiron. We're going to have that I am worthy. I am, you know, the warrior of the world, and I am here to light up and keep everybody's abundance going. And Sagittarius, what better sign to do that than you? You have what it takes. You have what it takes to be that abundant, powerful, expanding energy to actually help heal yourself, but actually heal the collective as well. And not to say but I was going to say, you know, importantly, just really connect to what it is that happens to be the destiny of yourself and what you deserve in your destiny, because you can kind of imagine a destiny that is maybe not even going to be exactly as good as what is in store for you. So that's the channeled message. I knew that it was coming out a little, but now that really makes complete sense, because you're really kind of channeling some things that maybe, you know, sound dope and everything, but you actually have a destiny that's in store of a much more expansion. So just keep that in mind and know that face your pain, face healing what it is that you feel restricted in and not feeling in your power. You know, face that and know, like, listen, I am better than that. I am that deal, basically. And I am the one to, you know, make my destiny in its purest form and its happiest form. So, and enjoy this transit. Peace and blessings to you, Sag. And I am going to holler at you guys soon. Deuces. Next, I'm hollering at Caps. What's up, Capricorns? This kind of flew out. I wanted to give a little knock, okay? So I'm doing another one. I used to say on this channel, the Peace Dealer channel, what's the haps with the caps? So what's good on that? And that's definitely it. What's the haps with the caps? All right? And when I say the haps, in your translation, miracle. And haps means happening, all right? If some people don't know, like, what's the happenings? And yeah, miracle is in store. So there was this town, and I'll give you a rundown here on what the story behind this actual card. And first and foremost, I want to, you know, bring out that this is about your solar plexus. This is about your joy. This is about your beauty and your enlightenment, your willpower, your emotional strength, your emotional love, and your connection to joy, sunshine, things that light up, and miracles. What does that mean? You know, things that have been going bad, and then when people pray for a miracle, it's like a total, you know, 180, 360, everything is changing. You know, it's going full circle, but also changing. So we're kind of connecting to this. So let me get to the story. All right, Caps. This story is about a town that had a lot of energy, that was stagnant, that was not as positive, had kind of like a dull feel. People really weren't working together as a community. Things didn't really seem very cool like that. All right. I don't remember the name of the town, but we can call it, like, you know, Amityville or whatever. Shout out to the crib, Detroit. But yo, miracle. And this town had that going. And until one day there was a lady that came into the store, and she purchased something. And what happened was the clerk accidentally gave her back too much money. And instead of her, you know, taking that money and spending it on herself or somebody else or doing whatever, she quickly, like, she went outside, but then she, like, realized she had way too much dough, and she was like, yo, like, they handed it to me, but I didn't count it there. Now I'm out. So she went back in, to make a long story short, she went back into the store, and she said to the clerk, excuse me, you've given me too much money. So what happened from that day forward, something happened and it shifted the energy of the whole town. She was able to do a good deed back and enlighten the whole energy of that. And people were so praised of this idea and this concept that she did this. And they were so happy and so proud that she came from this town. It actually had a theory and a story of this stump of a tree, and from that tree stump there was light, like an enlightened being that emerged from it, of light. Okay, and that was the miracle. So every time that somebody did something good in that town from then out, a light came from this tree stump, and it actually lit up the whole town and brought many blessings. So the moral of the story is to connect to your solar plexus chakra and always do the good deed, always enlighten the town. So with you doing good deeds is actually helping heal you. And this Chiron in Aries is about self-awareness and self-acceptance on who you are, and you know what it is that is deep down for you. If you feel deep down to do what's right, always do what's right, never go with the crowd. And with that being said, there will be miracles. So if things feel dull in your town or in your energy or in your job or in your love life or whatever it is, know that every good deed that you're doing is actually blessing you in this way to actually bring about a miracle. And in your own town and in your own house, there will be a tree that will light up with enlightenment, and a goddess will emerge and actually bless you even that much more. So with that being said, I feel the shift of the solar plexus coming in giving Capricorn this new way of love, this new way of just giving back and being honest with yourself. When you're being honest with yourself, miracles will happen. You will have emotional willpower. You will have happiness and confidence because you're honest with yourself. You're confident and you're totally like ready to be that person, that diva, that G, that man, that chick, that person. And that's what you are, Cap. You are that girl. You are that guy. So definitely keep that going and knowing that that story will bring you an essence of healing. So even in the past, when you think about things that maybe you know that maybe you should have went a different way, reflect on that for a second and change it up in your mind and know that, yep, it's changed. It's that. So that miracle is happening. You are actually changing your path and healing within. Heal your solar plexus, and it's actually solar, but knowing that it is ruled by the sun. And that's right at your belly button, Caps. So definitely tune into that. That is going to be your Chiron and Aries chakra to focus in on and know that miracles are in store when you do your good deeds. You heard? Peace out, Caps. Something came through for you, but I will holler at you soon. And, whoa. Let me just, like I said, when I get to the end, I get really shuffly duffly. And next, I'm going to holler at the Aquas, Aquarius. And I do that on my channel a lot because I'm talking to you guys and I always hear the notorious theme, but then I hear Aquarius with it. So definitely going to remix that one day for y'all. Hopefully I'll do it justice for my aliens. I mean, Aquarius is of the clique. And I had a card upside down. So I'm going to do a knock and I'm going to invoke some energy for the Aquas in the transit for Chiron entering Aries. And what up though to the Aquas? How are you guys? Nice to see you. And that is it. It flipped when I was looking into the camera and gazing into your eyes. So, this is about self-worth. And this is so dope because I honestly, we've gotten to what, you're the 11th sign. And the theme has really been about root chakra and solar plexus, like huge. But this is the first, basically the first sacral chakra card that came up. And it is self-worth. And I've been saying that like all reading, like it's all about self-worth. And I am worthy. I am secure. I am, healed. I am powerful. I am strong. All these things. But really that you are worthy. Knowing that if nobody believes you, it's okay. You have to believe it for yourself. You don't have to show anybody anything. It is about your own self-transformation. And that is the message. Self-worth is really big because I am myself. when I am around anybody. So that's the thing. You guys rule groups. You guys rule the community. So being yourself around people is going to help other people be themselves around you. And I think your self-worth is going to actually be heightened in this whole transit. It is very long, but it is a new stepping into a new evolution, a new transformation and transmutation of self-worth. So Aqua's sacral chakra is a huge one. It's the orange color. It is in your sexual organs style. It is right there in your chakras in your body. And this story real quick is about a girl that was traveling in her walk here, okay? She was on a path and she was surrounded by cold and snow and all these things. And she was praying to get a message because she wanted to rest her feet. And she knew that she needed to kind of just be, you know, worthy of that. And she was cold and there was things that, you know, were kind of abstracting her view and kind of blocking her path. So all of a sudden this red chair just appeared out of nowhere in this, you know, avalanche where she was walking. And this chair was warm and it was beautiful and it was worthy of her and it was just there. And she took it upon herself to sit in that chair and feel royal. And it was warm. When I say warm, you know, it was just warming to feel comfortable and sitting and resting her feet, but also warm in a physical touch because it was so cold. So it was actually sent to her. But the moral of the story is she sat and she rested. And this was actually, she was on her way home. So when she got home, she was able to tell her family about this chair. And they didn't believe her. And that's what really made her feel that, you know what I mean? I was worthy of this. So whether you believe me or not, I'm happy that it had happened. Because they're like, what? How could this chair just appear? You know, some people just didn't open their mind for that. So the message and the moral of the story is for you, is to actually manifest this chair when you need to rest and when you got to feel that you are royal enough to actually accept that, your self-worthiness. And you are healing through Chiron and Aries about self-love and self-acceptance and having that identity that you are proud of, no matter if you are the awkward one, you are the strange one, you are the innovative one, or the rebellious one. You know, these things all represent your sign, Aquarius, and you have what it takes to actually be worthy. So manifest what it is that is your self-worth and your sexuality, your creativity, all those things that rule the sacral chakra. Tune into, because it's really going to help you shape your Chiron transit, and it's going to really help you really kind of heal self, because Aries is self and we are about self-worthiness, and you are worth every chair to rest your feet. You are worth every ounce of love that is coming your way, and connecting yourself to the community and just being rested in moving this pursuit of healing yourself. Because I feel that when you are rested and you are healed from some tiredness, some wounds and things like that, you're able to take on a new path and a new life, and there will be blessings and miracles of self-worth that will come in your way and actually bless your path. So look out for those and actually connect to your sacral chakra. That's a big one. Wear orange, feel creative, get, you know, sensual. It's all about feeling sensual. It's all about creating and just really self-acceptance and really self-awareness and being worthy. So I hope that you enjoy and that resonated with you, Aquas. And I am definitely going to be hollering at you again. Deuces. And shout out to the Pisces. You guys are on my mind right now because it is your turn. And I know that it is the last sign. And I've always said before, last but never least, because Pisces are rock with y'all heavy. Water sign fan, what's good? Miss the Pisces click. So what's poppin'? I'm going to pull a card for your evoked energy in this Chiron and Aries transit. So let's see what's good with Pisces. And that just came out. This is about acceptance. This came out again, and it is this came out earlier in this reading as well, and also just the theme of root chakra. So Pisces, this is about root chakra. This is about connecting your self-acceptance and your self-awareness of being that you know that your intuition is not leading you wrong. And I told the other side the story of this, so I will give you the rundown on Cherry, the waitress that was really not happy with some things in her life. She loved her job, she loved her family and things of that nature, but there was something that was happening in her relationship that she was not happy about. She was feeling that she was being cheated on, and come to find out that these were facts. Her intuition never led her wrong. So Pisces, can you relate? Does your intuition ever lead you wrong? No, I know that it doesn't. So this is about self-acceptance and knowing that your intuition and your grounding of knowing that is going to really pivotal and catapult your connection to the earth and your healing of self-awareness and your acceptance of self. So what she did was the prayers that she sent out to the goddess came and she enlightened her and said, yes, your intuition was right. What is it that you're going to do? This pie is missing a piece, and it's just the representation of your soul or your heart or your actual grounding and your values here. So can you accept that you were done wrong, or can you actually accept that you were done wrong and move on? You can't accept that and then stay complacent with it. This is about this missing piece from this whole pie, and you want to be able to fill back a piece of your heart and knowing that you can be accepted. So that's the way of healing. Facing this, knowing that your intuition wasn't leading you wrong, making that decision to leave that dude or leave that girl or, you know, sever the relationship that was hurting you, that you know deep down that they're just keeping you around to feed off of you as an energy vampire, or someone that is just wanting to be around you because they know that you are going to be giving, you are going to be giving them your energy of just love and that mutable feeling that you give to others. But just knowing that your self-acceptance is number one. And this transit, Pisces, is going to give you that sense where you are able to get the whole pie. And when I was channeling earlier, I was saying that we got to listen to D'Angelo talking about the devil's pie and knowing that, you know, this pie may be the pie, but do you want a slice of the devil's pie? Or do you want this whole other pie that is actually a huge completion of what your soul is actually yearning for, and not just a missing piece to give satisfying somebody's one tummy, where you can feed your whole self or your whole family or your whole relationship. And that's just metaphorically speaking. So Pisces, it's about self-acceptance and self-love, and that's what it's really, the whole theme is about, rooting ourselves in our root chakra and grounding and giving ourselves that acceptance that we deserve and that worthiness that we deserve. That acceptance of our self-identity is number one, that we are unique within. There is nobody that is like us, and we have to accept that we have to be treated ultimately the best, highest way by others. And the best way to do that is to treat ourselves that way, so we are able to set that boundary that nobody else can really treat us sideways, or else we're out, because we love and accept ourselves so much that we're not allowing anybody's toxicity or any toxic vibes, you know, get into our vibe and into our, you know, playing field. When I say playing field, you know, we're all out here, we're playing the game of love and life, and we're enjoying, you know, each day that it comes. So really accept yourself, accept the truth, even if it hurts, and really accept that you can make that change and get that whole pie for yourself and bring that missing piece again back into your love. And Chiron will do that in healing self-acceptance, healing self-worthiness, and knowing that you are worthy to accept the perfect relationship that you have, the perfect job, everything that you have that you want. I am worthy. And that is really an affirmation for you, Pisces. And I think that it's really important for us all to really accept ourselves for who we are and really just love ourselves, no matter the pain, no matter the scars, the scar face, the head that was wounded, the mental, the emotional abuse, finding spirituality in certain things, in astrology, in card reading, in tarot, in oracle, in whatever it is. If you're reaching out for some healing, you can do that in many forms, and just healing your spirit by surrounding yourself in that energy. And that is the message, I believe, for Pisces and the collective, just because I was just channeling, feeling that, you know, whole message of Chiron entering Aries and really just having that self-awareness and acceptance and love and worthiness. And like I said in the beginning, survival of the fit. Only the strong survive. So be strong, not just physical, but just within your self-love and your strength of your self-worthiness, and knowing that you are the shit and nobody is quite like you in this world. So definitely take that energy and use it to your advantage and be that leader in this whole transit. And you will be reflecting a little bit with some other retrograde energies, but just knowing that we're going within and we're healing self is number one, and loving ourselves is number one, and that's going to help us love each other. So peace and many blessings to you all. It's been a blast channeling this energy, and definitely just excited for this new phase. And I will be seeing you guys again. You can holler at me through this channel, through my channel, however you'd like to do. And peace out to you all. And I will see you again soon on the Peace Dealer channel. This is Nikki of Chula Chakras. And again, many blessings to y'all. I am so grateful for you. Peace. Mwah. Deuces, y'all. See you.